All right, so once again, we'll have a shorter homily, but that's okay sometimes. We have a somewhat familiar gospel today. 10 virgins holding lamps, 5 are wise, and 5 are foolish. What does that mean? The only clue that we really get is that the wise ones brought extra fuel, and the foolish ones didn't. So to keep it simple, this gospel could be boiled down to the phrase, chance favors the prepared. It is good to be ready for whatever the future might hold for you. I realize that most of you probably don't have an oil lamp these days. They have somewhat gone out of style. So let's think of those lamps as our minds. We need to keep these things fueled, or they'll dry out and not work. And there's a little piece of life lesson out there. They say that you should always try to go to bed a little bit smarter than when you woke up that morning. That's good advice. You should learn something or improve yourself somehow in some small way every single day. Read a few pages of something worthwhile. Cook something new for dinner. Try a new way to save money or declutter the house, whatever. The point is, it is healthy to grow slowly over time because it's extremely difficult to grow a lot in a short amount of time. If you've never studied the entire semester, a last-second cramming session is not going to do you much good. In college, most of my professors said that the night before a final exam, or a big exam anyway, a good night's rest will serve you far better than a late-night study session. And I have one more supporting piece of evidence for this general point with respect to learning languages. They say that when learning a new language, the human mind can learn a maximum of 7 words a day. If you study vocabulary greater than 7 words in one 24-hour period, you will forget all but 7 of them when you wake up the next morning. And to be fair, though, that's in terms of pure memorization, new and entirely unrelated words. So if you're learning German and you learn the word beer and the word Garten, you probably don't need much brain power to learn the word Biergarten. That's German for the word beer garden. Very important word in German. I know like 10 words in German, and that's definitely on the list. Not really a new word. The point is, your mind can only learn so much in a certain period of time. So therefore, it is wiser to grow slowly over time than to leave it last second. And frankly, that is the gospel story today. The wise virgins had fuel to last the entire night. They were ready for the final exam, so to speak. And the foolish ones were not prepared, and they tried to make up for it at the last second. It didn't work, and they missed out on the celebration because they just weren't as prepared as they could have been. And that is certainly one kind of foolishness. So for us today, mentally and spiritually, let's be prepared. Let us grow in many little ways over time. For when the Lord's time comes, we owe it to ourselves to be ready and prepared as we can be, and the Holy Spirit will take it from there. Whatever gaps there are, if we have prepared ourselves, He will lead us from where we are to where we are called to be.